I think if there's anything that this season taught us, and it's something about burnout and a lack of variety, having seen pretty much nothing but dive for most of the season accelerated many people's desire to want to play something else. And honestly, there's nothing wrong with that. Taking a break and playing something else to the point where I actually started to miss Overwatch helped me to even enjoy things I previously wasn't even interested in, like quick play and arcade. But I don't want to BS you guys here. Reality is that we had a couple topics in the chopping board recently that were kind of difficult to digest, so I decided to look for something that's a bit easier on the brains, for both my sake when writing it, but also your sake when watching, because I think that too many topics like that in a row can get kinda boring. So today, my friends, we'll talk about 3 ways that can make Overwatch more fun to play. Now without further ado, let's get right into it. Number 1, engage more in voice chat and embrace the memes. I'm gonna be honest, some of the most enjoyable moments I had in this game barely had anything to do with the game. It was more about the people that I played with. A lot of people, including myself, can get really hung up on performance, using voice chat only for what's direly necessary to be as competitive as possible. And those games where everyone works together and tries really hard are obviously very satisfying, but some of the most fun moments came just from general goofs we had in voice chat, not taking the game seriously at all, laughing off misplays, using ultimates to meme on the enemies rather than actually trying hard to win the game. You can obviously just queue up for quick play with a friend and have fun there, but I feel like if we approach ranked with the right mindset, it's not too uncommon to come across other people who also don't mind having a goof or two in voice chat. Truthfully, I think this is something that we should do more universally. Maybe not everything we do is optimized to maximize our chances of winning, but trying fun and crazy stuff becomes that much more hilarious when it actually ends up working in a way that was much more effective than we initially anticipated. Like nano boosting a Mercy that suddenly frags the F out, or having a bubble Torbjorn melee into a Graviton surge. All of these things are as memorable as they are funny, and it's really just a nice change of pace to the tryhard phase we usually put on when playing on ladder. To be honest, for those kinds of meme plays alone, I feel like gathering your friends for a 6-stack every once in a while might as well be worth it. Number 2, setting yourself challenges. With the server browser at our disposal, I think the challenge type of content has gotten that much more broad. Of course, we could always just look for lobbies where people did the legwork for us, or we try to come up with things ourselves. With custom lobbies, we could do something like Omnic Invasion, grabbing a couple friends and playing against a bunch of hard Bastion AIs with several modifiers, while limiting ourselves to a specific set of heroes or even nerf them to make it more difficult. But with the free-for-all game modes now in the PTR, we can also resort to challenges that are far more easy to set up, deciding that we want to win an FFA match as Mercy or something like that. Challenges can also include trying to get achievements or trying to get better on a hero you never touched before. All of these things make the game feel fresh without the addition of new content. I remember that when I started to play a lot of Tracer in quick play, even though I was not particularly amazing at her, I was having a great time because I rarely ever played her. Just the fact that I started picking up a hero whom I had barely any experience with made the game feel fresh to me. The point of all of these things is kind of that they don't really have a point. I'm not gonna stop playing Tracer on ranked. Killing Bastion AIs is not gonna improve my aim, and playing heavily modified custom games from the server browser sure is not gonna make me any more of a competitive player. But they are different from the competitive grind that we've gotten so used to, and I think that's really all it is about. And lastly, number 3, decay on purpose. Now, I'm very well expecting this last point to be met with a lot of people disagreeing, because, well, I made an entire video dedicated to why I think that decay is actually great, and people did, surprise surprise, disagree with me. Reality is that losing Elo for inactivity just does not feel great, and for many people, most of which who only have one account, it's more frustrating and annoying than anything else. I've done it a few times by now that I let either of my 2 accounts decay to rock bottom on a flat 3000 just to play it back up again. I met my skill cap on both of them anyway. I'm a high Masters player that managed to hit GM, keeping up the grind in hopes of getting deeper into Grandmaster when my skill simply does not reflect that of a true GM player seems kinda pointless to me. Sometimes it's fun to play in that elo because you come across other streamers who often also prioritize having fun over being all do or die about the match. But honestly, trying to grind beyond your own skill cap is more frustrating than anything else because you'll lose a bunch of elo when losing a match and your gains are also negatively impacted. So I look at my account and see that I hit 4K, well knowing that I simply don't have the dedication to try and get good enough to become a top 500 player, and I just let it decay. It's honestly all tied to your mindset. To me, it's fun to see massive SR gains. Obviously, decaying to 3K does not mean I actually play against diamonds, but every loss becomes insignificant to me because I lose like 5 elo. And that really helps me in not caring and much less getting angry about losses because of dumb stuff like toxic people or stubborn one-tricks. I just don't care. And then getting like 80 SR per win, goddamn, that's a good feeling, let me tell you. And I think that it all just kinda nicely ties into each other. I grind, and grind grind some more until I hit my skill cap. I get frustrated over not getting any higher, so I take a break at the game until the decay brought me down to 3k, at which point I really feel like playing again, and every match feels that much more rewarding because of the strongly favoring SR gains. Obviously, this is a tip directed at the top 3% Masters Plus players whose decay rates are significant enough to actually create such an experience for them. If you decay from like 3.2k to 3000, then that's probably not gonna cut it. But I still felt like sharing this because it is something that I kinda do on a regular basis. But this is me done for the day, so I share 3 things that I would argue make playing Overwatch more fun. If you got any such things to share, then feel free to do so down in the comment section below. But until then, thank you everybody so much for watching. Don't forget to drop me a like on your way after you enjoyed the video, subscribe if you want to see more, and I hope to see you all next time.